I'm going to attempt to teach you something that will hopefully improve your self-accountability, help you enjoy your work more, help you to understand if you have capacity more or less, and help you set expectations with other people and yourself so that you don't disappoint them or disappoint yourself ever, so that you're actually exceeding everybody's expectations all the time, which is always great. It's a win-win for you and them. And hopefully will also increase your capacity to do work by a lot. So that's a lot of promises. And what is this one thing? This thing is being able to peacefully focus on your work, which is something I've struggled with in the past, but I feel like I have a few good tips on how to do this. And this is extremely valuable, especially if you don't enjoy your work or it's stressful for you, which it is for me, or it was at least. So under the umbrella of focus, I feel like there's two main things that contribute to good focus. The first one is eliminating distractions. And I don't think I need to talk about that. Maybe I could, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Number one out of the way. Number two is time management. So that's what I want to talk about. To me, time management is the series of decisions as to when you're going to be doing what, or just the set of decisions of what you're going to be doing or attempt to be doing in a short period of time. So like a day, for example. When I was in college, when I would sit down to do my work for the day, which I studied engineering, by the end of college, this pile of work became bigger and bigger. And it became super overwhelming to the point where I just had so much work and it felt like no matter what I did, I could never get to where I need to go. I could think in my head, I could spend a whole day in the library trying to understand this one unit, and then I'd miss all my other assignments for that day if I really wanted to do that. And as a result, I would get paralyzed and I wouldn't do, I'd do the easy things and that's it. And then the hard things would just get harder and harder because I would put them off. And then I had to face, these big group assignments where I didn't want to let my group down. So I'd put a bunch of work into that and let other things slip on accident. And I was anxious the whole time. So if you're super overwhelmed or you can relate to this story at all, I basically have what worked for me, the solution to not only help me focus on the work in a calmer way, but just to bring a whole peace over my whole day and a whole sense of euphoria in my work. And it's really just a super simple thing. So I'm going to tell it to you right now. Basically what you need to do is consciously, strategically decide what you need to do that day. And if the list is too big, you need to sacrifice things. So what you're going to do is decide what is going to be a win for you that day. You can make a list, and this is what I do, of everything written down on a piece of paper or your phone. And that might mean sacrificing some things that you want to do. It might even mean, especially if you're newer to this, letting somebody down because you can't deliver on something. You can't deliver on everything. However, I will say that once you consciously make the decision of what you're going to do that day, you will get a sense of peace that, I can just do these things, and that is a win for the day. That will be enough. And if you're doing this right, it should feel like a sense of euphoria, and that sense of euphoria should last the whole day because you're able to do all of the things. You're consciously choosing what's going to be a win for that day. So if you stick to that, that's your win. It's almost like lowering the bar down, because when we're stressed and anxious and overwhelmed, the bar is way up high. It's beyond, we can't even see it because there's no stacking up of things that's going to be enough. So that's why time management is so useful. That's why time management gives us a sense of peace over our day. But then you can look at your day and you can say, okay, I need to do these 6, 7, 8 things to feel like I've won for the day, and that's all I need to do, and to feel peace. The stress of the unmade decisions of what you could do or what you should do is gone. Those unmade decisions are now made because you have this list. What you might notice is once you assign these things to yourself, you actually get them done a lot faster than if you didn't. Because you specifically have a plan, you get it done very quickly. At least I do, most of the time. And then you have capacity for more, and then you can promise a little more. So now you know what a win for you is for the day. And as soon as you assign yourself that win, that's when you should feel good. That's when you should feel that peace, that anxiety reduction. Okay, we're not done there though, because there's more that you can do with this. So imagine you consistently are doing every day You make your list or you make a schedule, morning to sleep, and you know in there what's going to be a win for you that day to get to your goals or just to do the things you need to do and not feel any extra anxiety about things you don't need to do. What you might want to observe here is that, you're planning out all of your days. Your days, how you spend your days, is how you spend your life. So if you can visually represent your schedule out, you're not only looking at each day individually, you're looking at a little miniature version of your life, what activities you're doing. And from that perspective, you can see what you're spending your time on. And then you can ask yourself, do I actually like this? Does this visual representation of my life make me feel great? And from answering that question, you can decide, I'm just going to keep doing it and just improve it because yes, this is exactly what I want to be doing. Or you might realize, no, this sucks. I don't want this to be my life. And then you can start to make some changes. If you want me to make a detailed version where I visually describe how my schedule looks, just let me know in the comments. And if this helped you, also let me know in the comments. So it's my first video, so hopefully it's helpful for somebody. Thank you very much.